What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and welcome back to another Fortnite channel YouTube video. And now in the background footage, you're going to be seeing gameplay of 3 unreleased creative melee weapons, and the reason why that gameplay is there, the reason why I'm actually showcasing that in the background footage, is because, sure, you know, we've talked about and showcased these cosmetics or these melee weapons in the past around like 2 or 3 months ago. However, they've actually changed since then, as Epic Games has started to tinker stuff. So as I talk about everything you need to know in this video regarding how these weapons are going to work, I thought might as well have some background gameplay as well, so you get a visual aspect of how they'll work as well. So without further ado, let's start off today's video by giving you guys a little bit of a backstory. So a few months ago, I had actually made my own video showcasing all the weapons in-game a little bit early, just like I did with this video right here. However, something very interesting is we actually have 3 other weapons that aren't being used at all in this newer iteration of this melee device, and this is a fighter fire axe, a flaming sword, which will work like the infinity blade from the test back then, and a ninja sword. So that was basically, you know, like a smaller katana type system. However, that one was just completely scrapped. Now, something very interesting is the basic sword you guys will see in the background footage is actually using the ninja sword codename, so most likely they are still trying to tinker. Maybe they are going to bring some of these out in the near future, but I do want to mention that based on my testing right now, they don't appear to be 100% finished, so we won't see them in the V19.40 update we're currently in, and we most likely will see this sometime during Chapter 3 Season 2 or Chapter 3 Season 3. And now it's not just going to be, hey, here's some new melee weapons you can shing your way around with. No, because since this is going to be an actual creative weapon device, there will be a lot of modifiable settings and it will allow you to make these weapons truly unique. Now, some things they are working on that might not arrive at launch when this device officially releases is 2 things. Firstly, they might not allow you to actually change the visual rarity of these weapons, but they are trying to work on a system for that. And secondly, they're trying to work on another system that will allow you to give these weapons, these melee device weapons, their own custom name. So they're truly unique to your creative map. That is another one that I don't think will be there at launch, just because they've been tinkering with that one a lot as well. And it seems like a very finicky situation if you were to put that and allow everyone just to name their weapons whatever they wanted. However, when it comes to the other modifiable settings that might be there at launch, we do have a pretty nice list that will allow you these weapons to still be unique to your creative map, and that is the following. Firstly, you'll be able to not only pick how much damage it does on a critical hit, but you'll also get to pick the chance of it doing a critical hit. You'll also be able to change the exact damage amount for the normal damage, so you know whenever you just attack a player normally, you'll be able to change how much damage it does to the environment. So if you really wanted to, you can make a sword that does 0 damage to a teammate, but it does like 1,000,000 damage to builds, and it's just a build breaker, you know, that type of system. It would be pretty interesting to see people do. Now, other than damage, you can also change the movement speed of whenever you're holding the item. So if you really wanted someone to, you could have an item that literally makes you move faster. You could jump through parkours easier. It could be a little bit of like an Easter egg system where it's like, hey, you found this little hint, or you actually grinded our game enough to earn a little bonus where whenever you're holding the sword, you get like a 10% speed increase, that type of situation. It is very interesting to see that they are working on that. They're also working on allowing you to change the knockback for combo hits and the damage for combo hits, which is something very unique to Fortnite that we haven't seen them do in the main game as of yet, where if you hit someone twice with the same little combo move attack, you could actually make it do more damage or less damage each combo succession hit, up to I think around 5 hits total, and you'll be able to make it do more knockback towards or away from an opponent. And then finally, you'll also be able to change the secondary attack. And now the secondary attack in the background footage is going to be different for each weapon, but it shows the 3 different types that we have to talk about that will be modifiable for every single weapon, and that is 1, the heavy attack, 2, a dash attack, and 3, a whirlwind. The whirlwind, as you probably guessed, is with the sword when I start spinning around in a circle after charging up the weapon. The heavy attack is with the hammer where you spin in the air and you smash down on the ground, and then the dash attack is actually what we're using on the spear, which allows you to kind of have like a trident effect in Minecraft, you know, that type of system where it just whirlwinds you forwards a little bit, and you know, it might do damage to builds. However, you decide to actually set this up in your creative map. However, it is very interesting to see that Epic Games is basically removing this item from the Fortnite updates every other update, adding it back every other update, and even tinkering with some small things such as the icon, because previously the melee device icon always had like a red border around it with, you know, an X on it and all that type of stuff, and in the V19.40 update, they randomly just decided to change it over to a blue icon entirely, so they are still working on it, they are still tinkering with it, and they are trying to perfect this for the near future. Now, in regards to those 3 scrapped weapons I mentioned earlier, being the ninja sword, the flaming sword, and the firefighter axe, will those ever come to the game? It's currently uncertain. However, Epic Games is trying to put a lot of thought into these devices, allowing for creative map makers to have a lot of creativity just, when it releases, so that they can make unique experiences using this device. So in the comments down below, I would love to hear you guys' opinion. What do you think about the settings you'll be able to modify, and what do you think about the background gameplay? How do you think these weapons are going to play out? And if you were to build a creative map with those today, what creative map would you make, and what small changes would you use these swords to actually obtain? Anyways, my name's FireMonkey. If you enjoyed today's YouTube video, consider subscribing to support the content I create, and consider checking out my commentary YouTube channel, where I talk about literally whatever I want to talk about. But with that said, I'll see you champs and champettes tomorrow with another YouTube video. Peace out.